All right, here we are, 2016 BMW M3 Alpine White, secure orange interior. I'm gonna do a quick walk around video showing each of the panels, showing any of the flaws on any of the panels, and then we'll get the car up in the air and take a look at the undercarriage. This car is an 18,000 mile car, has a clear bra over the front bumper, the carbon fiber splitter in the front bumper, over the entire hood, over the front fender, as well as a portion of the carbon fiber roof. It also has a BMW M Performance vinyl on the lower rocker panel on both sides. And I'll kind of go slowly over each of these panels. We can see any flaws or defects as we do that. Tires and wheels are in perfect condition. Tires are brand new Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires in OEM size. They've got about 50 miles on them. As I mentioned, the clear bra on the front. The rear bumper also has clear bra right up here on the top portion. We'll get a better picture of that when we get the car up in the air. As you can see, that the paint is flawless. It's been paint corrected, as well as 2 layers of ceramic coating on it. Going over to the passenger side now. This car was originally a European delivery car. You can see the German registration sticker still on the lower part of the passenger windshield. That also includes some neat other things that are included in the trunk, such as the first aid kit and the warning triangle. I'll point out a couple of the flaws I know about the car now. One, here in the clear bra, there is a small indentation. It looks a little worse than it is just because of the dirt that is surrounding it. I'll try to see if I can get a good zoomed in picture of that. One of the only other flaws that I know of on the paint is on the top of these rear quarter panels, there is some debris. Maybe road rash you call it. Just the paint protection film didn't quite come up high enough. And so there's just a little bit of rash there on the top of the quarter panels. Not visible from 5 feet away, but you get right on top of it because you're cleaning the wheels or something, you will see that. Carbon fiber roof, perfect condition, really looks nice. And as I mentioned, does have clear paint protection on this front quarter of the carbon fiber roof. Let's take a look inside. It's a pure orange interior. Now this car does have every option from the factory with the exception of carbon ceramic brakes. So that does include a full leather interior, even on the dash. A couple of the upgrades it has is a carbon fiber DCT shift lever, as well as a carbon fiber DCT shift surround. Give you a good view of the interior here. Car does have the new upgraded 2018 seat emblems, which are black. These cars originally came with silver ones, but they're notorious for cracking. And so most guys are upgrading them to the newer style, which are black. All the bolsters are in perfect shape. No wear on any of the bolsters or the seats. Car really is in great condition. Door cards look great. Nice secure orange contrasting stitching on the black. It really shows off nice. Back seat here in similar condition. One thing you'll see in the back seat are these rubber mats. The rubber mats are also included for the front. I just keep them in the trunk unless I had dirty feet or something. I'd grab them out of the trunk and put them in the front seat. Full rear power sunshade, as well as side manual sunshades. Let's walk around and have a look at the driver's side. Driver's side of the car in similar condition. As I mentioned, I do have the rubber floor mats for this car. I just keep them in the trunk unless I had a dirty feet or something. Looks like I had a little bit of moisture on my hands here. This is just moisture from my hands. There's no flaws in the steering wheel. And again, the door cards on this side are nice. And the back seat of the driver's side. Okay, let's take a quick look under the hood, and then we'll get the car up in the air and take a look at the undercarriage. Looking at the engine compartment, as you can see, the car's never been modded. Car is under warranty until December 1st. Very, very clean all around. Car originally had a BMW maintenance plan with the 4-year warranty, and so all maintenance work, including spark plugs, oil changes, etc., has all been done at the BMW dealership. All right, let's go and get the car up in the air, and I'll show you some paperwork while we do that. First thing you're going to see here is a lot of the service records. Have all the service records from new. BMW West and BMW Midtown in Houston is who performed most of the maintenance or the service work on the car. I just completed a full warranty inspection on the car, and so the last service record you're going to see is one where I found a small leak on the pipe going to the, or the line going to the turbo, the oil line going to the turbo, and so that's been corrected. Brand new tires on the car, as I mentioned. They got those at Discount Tire. You can see the full receipt here. The one modification the car does have that's not a BMW performance modification is aftermarket springs. It does have Swift springs on the car. The OEM springs are included and in perfect condition, but this is the paperwork here from having those Swift springs installed on the vehicle. Also, here's the paperwork from the window tint as well as the clear bra that is on the car. And here's the original window sticker. Again, since this was a European delivery car, this car never had the sticker actually put on the window. It was left here on the perfect backing that BMW puts it on, so it's a nice keepsake as well. Okay, and as I mentioned, there's the springs there. That's the OEM springs in perfect condition. Got the car up in the air now. Let's take a quick look at the undercarriage. As you'd expect, it's an 18,000 mile car. Everything is as you'd expect to see it. All bushings are in great shape. There's no sign of any rust or anything from any road salt. Here in Texas, we're lucky. Outside of some humidity, we don't really get too bad of weather. Back side of the wheels here on the driver's side. All bushings, as I mentioned, look good and clean. Everything's nice and dry. There's no sign of any scraping or anything the car ever went over. The whole undercarriage is really, I'm going to squat down here to give you kind of a full pan view of it, is really nice, and I don't know if I'd call it clean. It hadn't been wiped down, but it's as you'd expect it for a nice 18,000 mile car. We'll go back here towards the back, through the midsection of the exhaust and back here to the rear differential. Again, everything is nice and dry. Bushings are in great shape. Suspension, all those components look good and as you'd expect to see them. Over here to the driver's side now on the rear. And all the way back to the exhaust. Tires, as I mentioned, brand new tires. They have 50 miles on them, and these are the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires. And one more view of the undercarriage for you guys. Okay, got the car back on the ground, and one last thing that we're going to do is go around it quickly with the paint meter just to confirm this car has no paint work. It's an accident-free car and has never had any paint work. I won't measure the front half of the car as it has a paint protection film on it, so if we do measure the front half of the car, you will see this will measure very high, 12.4. Typically like to see somewhere in the 4 to 6 range for OEM paint. It could vary panel by panel, but typically that's the range that we should expect to see. Here on the passenger side door now we're at 4.8. We'll go to the passenger rear. We're at 4.8 again. We'll go to the rear quarter panel here. We're at 3.9. On the rear trunk lid, 5.0. On the driver's side rear quarter panel, 4.1. Driver's side rear door, 4.5. And again, to the driver's side front door, if I can get it flat on there, we're at 4.7. Again, no paintwork on this car. Really nice car overall. Alpine white over secure orange interior.